officials here and around the NFL today are wearing a black armband with number 60 on it. That was the number of longtime NFL referee Dick Jorgensen, whose untimely passing occurred within the last couple of days. A 23-year official in the NFL who led the Super Bowl crew last year in New Orleans. You knew him well, Hank.
Yes, he was an outstanding official, a great person. Never had any problems. You could always talk to him without any problems at all.
Aikman's got some problems, and he's sacked back at the 10 for the 3rd sack of the day for the Cardinals. They came in with only 6.
Here we see the shot, a blitz right up the middle here. There you see him going beyond, and then here's the tackle by Waller, number 66. Well, they got penetration quickly there right up the middle. Didn't have much of a chance at all to escape and make any kind of a play.
That'll be 2nd and 19. Waller, one of the guys chasing Aikman, a former teammate of his at UCLA. 2nd and 18 from the 12-yard line for Dallas. Flag is down. Play will be blown dead. Ken Harvey in on Aikman. Aikman was checking off at the line of scrimmage and changing the play.
Delay by the offense. Still 2nd down.
You know, I'm surprised that they haven't tried to throw the ball to their tight end at all in this game. Talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
And Novacek was their leading receiver, one of them.
Novacek has not been prominent at all in the game so far. And coming into the game, he had 20 catches.
You're right. They expected to flank him out and use him very prominently today, but after looking to him early, they really haven't gone back.
But they don't have to do that. You know, they got a double zone. They ought to be able to do something with him in the middle.
2nd and 23 from the 7. Incomplete as Aikman one-hops it there to Michael Irvin. Now let's go back to New York. Greg Gumbel with an NFL Today report. Greg?
All right, Jim. Washington Redskins coming back at the Giants. Ernest Biner pulls up and throws 31 yards to Ricky Sanders with the extra point. They're within 1. It's the Giants 14, the Skins 13 in the 3rd quarter. Let's go back to Phoenix.
What a battle going on at RFK. 3rd and 24 now after that incompletion. Aikman's been down in this territory a lot. It seems like he's been throwing from deep in his own territory or his end zone all afternoon.
And you got to be careful here. You don't make a mistake and give them the ball.
Going to throw it deep down the right side. Incomplete over there. Cedric Mack had the coverage on Michael Irvin, but there's a flag down at the 48-yard line of Dallas.
That's the nice thing. Now, I don't know how they're going to call that, but that's the nice thing about throwing the ball upfield. There's always a chance there could be pass interference. They might have been in this play.
You see the back judge huddling there along with some other officials, and the call will go against the Cardinals. Biggest play of the day for the Cowboys.
Number 47 on the defense. First down.
We'll see the contact here.
Boy, that's a cheap call, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's a bad call, I think. He didn't have the ball was thrown way over the top. Didn't have any chance. It didn't look like to make the play. I think that's a bad call.
That's a 42-yard gain by penalty.
Boy, that's murder.
And now Dallas has it at their own 48. 7:03 to play, 3rd quarter. Phoenix leads 10-3. Look at that. Emmitt Smith battled to the chains. Pickup of about 10 on 1st down.
Got terrific balance. Terrific balance. And good power. At 5'9", weighs about 203.
First running back taken in the 1st round by Dallas since Tony Dorsett back in 1977. 4th leading rookie rusher in the NFL coming into today's game. Behind Johnny Johnson, Blair Thomas, and Steve Broussard.
And I asked him if he had any heroes growing up, but especially backs. He said yes. Walter Payton, Dickerson, he's had a lot of them, but he liked Walter Payton the best.
They're going to measure here. Looks to be just short of the needed yardage for first down. Two teams battling in the NFC East, trying to escape the cellar. The Cardinals with a 3-game winning streak against the Cowboys, looking to make it 4 here. Smith just short of the needed yardage for first down by a couple of inches. Beautiful day in the Valley of the Sun in Sun Devil Stadium. A crowd of about 50,000 was anticipated. A sun-drenched crowd it is. It's enjoyed seeing the Phoenix Cardinals lead all the way to date. 7-0 after the first quarter, 10-0 at halftime. Ken Willis 37-yard field goal accounts for our 10-3 score. Dallas has had miserable field position throughout much of the afternoon.
But they're only one play away from being back in the contest.
2nd and inches from the 43. AG will look for it and find it to the 40-yard line. This is the guy that Jimmy Johnson said he was very pleased to pick up in that Plan B acquisition from Kansas City. The Cowboys picked up 16 Plan B free agents in the offseason, spending $1,030,000 of Jerry Jones dollars to do so.
And A.J. Riddy came into the game, caught 9 passes for an outstanding average of 12.7 yards per try.
1st and 10. Cardinal 40. 5:35 to play. 3rd quarter. 10-3 Phoenix. Blake Aikman with the bootleg, and that was read all the way by Freddie Joe Nunn, who was in on top of Aikman, who's slow to get up back at his 42. Aikman just 4 out of 14 for 32 yards. Cardinals have really pressured him a lot today after showing no pass rush whatsoever coming into this game.
Really a lot of pressure on the side of the roll, and anytime that happens, you get penetration. It's very difficult to get rid of the football. There was nobody out in front to block for him.
2nd and 10 from the 40. Aikman out of the backfield for Smith to about the 33. Cedric Mack in on the tackle.
The double zone of the Cardinals is holding up very well. They haven't given them any big plays, and everything they've thrown has been in front of the defensive backs.
You see over on the sideline, Babe Laufenberg, the longtime backup in the NFL. He's one of the people signaling in the plays over there, along with tight end coach Alan Lowry. And they will alternate as to which is giving the meaningful signals. One is a decoy, the other is actually delivering them. Troy Aikman says sometimes he gets confused. Flag is down. Smith is down if he escapes, but he will not, all the way back to the 45-yard line. Freddie Joe Nunn again, who's had a big day, and now another flag goes down late. There's a flag down at the 31. There's another one down at the 46.
You talk about an inspired team. The Cardinals are very inspired.
They indicate at least one of the penalties will go against the Cowboys. But we'll wait and see.
Might be offsetting with each team making a penalty. Let's see what they call. McDonald walked away from the official like he was disturbed, like he was against the Cardinals. We'll see what kind of a job he does of officiating along with playing safety.
Offsides on the defense. That penalty is declined. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 66, 15 yards, first down.
That's against Jim Waller, the former UCLA defensive lineman.
Well, they got 43 yards on a pass, and now they get a 15-yard on a penalty.
So that'll bring the ball downfield to the 33-yard line of the Cardinals.
There's 68 yards they got without any effort at all.
The yellow flags have certainly been thrown in favor of the Cowboys here in the second half. It's been about the only way they've been able to move the football here today. Long huddle downfield at the 35-yard line. Jimmy Johnson would like to get it straightened out.
Well, he likes the call.
The unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is declined. The first down will move it further. Still a first down. First down.
Well, they'll take the offsides penalty, which will also give them the first down and give them more yardage than taking the unsportsmanlike conduct call, which occurred farther down toward the Cowboy goal line. First down in either case. And they will respot the ball at the 28-yard line of Phoenix. 4:40 to play, quarter number 3. The Cardinals have led all the way, but the Cowboys are threatening. If you're joining us late, twice the Cardinals had the ball inside the 1-yard line with the Cowboys in the first half and failed to score. Smith to about the 26. Ken Harvey, former #1 draft choice out of California, makes the stop.
Anthony Bell, number 55, he comes over there and helps out too. He's very active, very involved in his game.
The Cardinals face just a devastating stretch of their schedule upcoming. They've got to go to New York to meet the Giants, play Chicago here, then go to Miami and go to Buffalo, then return home to face Green Bay. So this is a game they dearly want to have before they hit that stretch. 2nd and 8 of the 26 of the Cardinals. Aikman hit as he throws, jump ball, taken away. Back to the 30, 35. Jay Taylor still running up close to midfield. The second interception of the season for Jay Taylor, and a timeout on the field as the Cardinals lead 10-3.
Here we go. Now watch Emmitt Smith, number 22. He blows the block on Harvey, doesn't touch him. He hits Aikman, throws the ball up in the air, his jump ball. Martin makes the catch, but the ball is stolen away from him, from Taylor, by Taylor, and he goes in and makes the great play. Look at this. Jay Taylor just steals the ball away from Martin.
Rosenbaugh on play action hit as he throws, intended for J.T. Smith, and that's incomplete. He was buried by Jeffco. So the pass rush of both teams heating up here in the second half.
Well, that's what happens when you don't block a linebacker when he's blitzing. Emmitt Smith didn't touch him, and he made him throw the ball poorly, and it winds up being a bad play and an interception and a big play for the Phoenix Cardinals.
As you see, a 34-yard return of that interception by Jay Taylor, his second interception of this young season. But the Cardinals still have just a 7-point lead. 2nd and 10 from their 47. Rosenbaugh underneath. It's complete in midfield for his tight end Walter Reeves. Now let's go back to New York and this update from the NFL Today with Greg Gumbel. Greg?
Well, Jim, at RFK, every time the Skins get close, the Giants get a little breathing room. 2 yards, Phil Simms to Mark Bavaro with the point after. It's a 21-13 Giant lead in the 4th. Let's go back to Phoenix to Jim and Hank.
Where the Cardinals are looking at a 3rd and 7, and 7 defensive backs across the line of scrimmage from Tim Rosenbaugh.
And they're using Bates up there, number 40. He's been blitzing a lot.
Not coming this time. Rosenbaugh continues to run inside the 30. A 20-yard run by quarterback Tim Rosenbaugh, who's now picked up 36 in 6 carries.
This is a great illustration of what happens. Jones, 97, is rushing to the outside, and here's what happens when you have escapability. Normally, the defense is playing 11 against 10. When the quarterback runs, it's 11 against 11. He's not defense. And there was a great illustration of the kind of yardage you can make.
Jimmy Johnson said last night, we're concerned about Rosenbaugh scrambling up the middle, and that's just what he did there. Johnny Johnson gets the call, but not very much on first down as he probes the left side inside the 30.
The thing that really helped that middle run was the fact that Jones, number 97, was rushing and rushed to the outside, got way out of his lane, and opened up the cavity right up the middle.
Jim Jeffcoat and Eugene Lockhart in on the tackle. We're inside 2 minutes in the third quarter. Cardinals threatening after the turnover, the interception by Jay Taylor. Second down. About 9 from the 29 of Dallas. Complete to Smith to the 16-yard line and a first down. That's a 13-yard pickup, 3 catches for J.T. Smith for 48.
And Dallas likes to blitz in this area. We might look for some kind of a crossing pattern, some kind of a big play to get it in there if they guess right against the blitz.
Isaac Holt on the coverage and the tackle, but a first down for the Cardinals at the 16 of Dallas. Inside a minute to play in the third quarter. Phoenix leads at 10-3 and looks to get some more. Smith in motion.
He's playing 4-man rush.
Oh, what a shot Roy Green took as he came across the middle from Vince Albritton. Pass is incomplete.
Good thing he didn't use the shoulder pads on that shot. He hit him with his hands that time more than a shoulder pad, and it looked a little bit more severe than it actually was.
Helmet to helmet.
Well, that's pretty good. He hit him with the hit the shoulder pad right into the face mask. Really a big hit.
Green's a little woozy as he trots out wide left. 7th play in this drive forthcoming. 2nd and 10 from the 16. Kroll in a slot left. Incomplete. On the far sideline, it was intended for Roy Green, but thrown low and a bit to the inside of the 12-year veteran. You look at Rosenbaugh, some people have said that he doesn't have good mechanics, Hank. It looks like he winds up a little bit as he throws rather than carrying the ball high.
I think he does a little bit when he's running left. He threw that running left, and he's a right-handed quarterback, which is obvious. And so that's a tough throw. You really have to spend a lot of time getting your feet anchored. You got to remember, if you don't have a good base, you can't shoot a cannon out of a canoe. There's a great illustration of it.
Who said that? Some old Indian, probably.
I think one of the great Polish philosophers of our time, George Harris.
3rd and 10 from the 16. Kroll in motion. Rosenbaugh can run. Down to the 10. But well short of the needed yardage for first down, and Al Del Greco will come on, trying to run the Cardinal lead back up to 10 points.
I tell you, it's amazing. That's the 4th time now, isn't it, that they got into this area, and they're going to wind up with another field goal attempt.
Roy Green was shaken up on that play, and he's limping to the sideline. Be a 28-yard field goal attempt for Del Greco. When we return, that's the end of the third quarter with a score: Phoenix 10 and Dallas 3. Al Del Greco hit from 28 yards back in the second quarter to make our score 10-0 Phoenix at that time. He has another 28-yard attempt forthcoming here, and if he hits it, the 10-point lead will be restored. It'll be 13-3 Cardinals if he's able to hit it out of the hold of Tom Tupa.
He was hooking some before the game in a pregame warm-up.
But that one hooks through nicely. And the Cardinal lead is 10 points once more. Don't forget, Tuesday night, game 1 right here on CBS. The A's making their way to Cincinnati to take on the Reds. That'll all begin at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Jose Rio gets the call for Cincinnati against one of the aces of that powerful A's staff, Dave Stewart. Be watching for it all right here on CBS. Well, the Cowboys just haven't done much right all day offensively, and it's getting late.
The only thing they've done exceptionally well is that goal line stand is stopping them and keeping them from getting 7 points on a couple of occasions, really. They stopped them 4 times where they had a chance to get 7 points.
Just not been able to get the offense untracked. And one of the surprises for the Cardinals, the amount of pressure they've been able to bring on Troy Aikman, is that had really been one of the weak parts of this Cardinal defense.
And they've been able to do it most of the time with just 4 guys rush to the quarterback, but they're coming off the ball and getting a good push on Aikman.
Raiders continuing to lead Seattle. Pittsburgh coming back, as we mentioned earlier, to take the lead over Denver in the Mile High City. They'll still try to recover from that Monday night loss. Al Del Greco to kick it away. Back deep, James Dixon and Alexander Wright. Dixon to the near side of the field. That's who Del Greco's kicking it to. From the 4, Dixon fumbles it. 15, 20, 30. Down at the 40-yard line, and Del Greco has to upend James Dixon, or he might have taken it back all the way, as it is a 35-yard return.
It's funny how that works. When you drop the football on a kickoff return or a punt, defensively they think the play's going to be dead. They slow down a little bit. They're careless, and as a result, he picks up the ball and runs right down the sideline with the ball in the wrong arm. Should be in the right arm, and takes the ball right down to the 40-yard line. Good return by Dixon.
Dixon, who has been both a running back and a wide receiver for the Cowboys. Great speed. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line of the Cowboys. They trail 13-3. Aikman underneath for a short gain to Dennis McKinnon. Now let's go back to New York, to the NFL Today, where Greg Gumbel's standing by in New York. Greg?
All right, Jim, at RFK, the Redskins threatening to pull close to the Giants again, but watch Greg Jackson with the interception of the pass at the 3-yard line. 12.5 minutes to play in this game. The Giants with a 21-13 lead. Let's go back to Phoenix.
That has lived up to its billing, and so has this in some respects. Both of these teams having trouble scoring points coming into this game. Dallas has but 3 today, Phoenix 13. Aikman underneath, picked off, intercepted by Garth Jacks on the tip ball. That's the 3rd turnover of the day, going the Cardinals' way. We'll return to Sun Devil Stadium after this message from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This
A linebacker's dream to get his hands on that football with an interception, and that's just what Garth Jacks, the blonde young man in the center of your screen, was able to do. The 5th-year man out of FSU collects the tip ball. The interception goes the Cardinals' way, and they have it 1st and 10 at the Dallas 42. 14:08 to play. Cardinals are leading 13-3. Rosenbaugh throwing deep. Flag is down. Ball is incomplete, intended for Ernie Jones. There's a flag back on the near side of the field at the 27-yard line. Illegal use of the hands on the Cardinals, the call.
I like the call, though, of the pass pattern. They haven't gone up on top very often.
Well, the mic malfunctioning or not open by Red Cashin, but the call nonetheless goes against the Cardinals. And the ball will be spotted back on their side of the 50 at the 48-yard line. Here's the interception, Hank.
Watch Tommy Agee come out of the backfield, the left halfback, and he swings to the inside. There he comes across the middle. The ball is high, hits his shoulder pads, bounces into the air, and Garth Jacks, number 53, comes up with the interception and good field position for the Cardinals.
Anthony Bell on the hit of Agee, too. 1st and 20. On the end around, this is Jones to the 44-yard line. Ernie Jones, 3rd-year man out of Indiana. caught a 72-yard touchdown against Dallas last year. Al Britton and Jeffcoat on the tackle.
The defense recovered nicely on that, Jim. Really, it looked like it was going to get more yardage on the play than they actually did. Looked like Norton was over there in good position to make a play.
It'll be 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line of the Cowboys. Rosenball with 2 wide receivers to the near sideline. Fake it this time. Johnson runs it.
Johnson carries.
Out of bounds around the 41 in front of the Cardinal bench. Ken Norton forces him out of bounds. So it'll be a 3-yard pickup on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 9.
We were talking to the coaching staff yesterday. They all said they really had a great week of work. The extra week was very beneficial. They were able to kind of go back to training camp methods and work a lot on fundamentals, added a few things, but they look fresh and they look sharp here this afternoon, except down in the scoring area.
From the 41-yard line of Dallas. 3rd and 9. Far sideline for Prohl, incomplete. Overthrows him at the 33. Ron Francis on the coverage.
So no rush that time either, Jim. A lot of time to throw the ball.
Cardinals unable to capitalize on the turnover. They got it at the 42, only able to gain a yard.
And Dallas is playing with 7 defensive backs.
Rich Camarillo to punt it away. Back deep, it's Harris who will watch this punt hit in the end zone for the touchback to the 20. So a timeout on the field. 12:32 to play, 4th quarter. 13-3 our score. The Cardinals continuing to lead. You come into a game with things you want to do. Dallas certainly had some, but have been unable to execute any of them to date.
Yeah, they came into the game. We asked them yesterday what 3 things they had to do to win the game. They said definitely that no turnovers. They've already had 3. They got to get the ball deep downfield. They haven't been able to do that. And the only thing they've really done, as I mentioned earlier, was play terrifically well on short yardage situations, and they should be way behind, more behind than they are now.
Here's Emmitt Smith for a short gain on 1st down. And the Cardinals have really dominated time of possession. About 29 minutes to about 18.5 for the Cowboys. Harvey and Sadler combine on the stop of Smith. Emmett's been held pretty well in check. 11 rushes for 53 yards.
Far cry from the 22. He'd like to be able to run in a game. Half as much.
They just haven't had the ball very much. 2nd and 7 from the 23. Quick out to right. Dropped short of the 30. Cedric Mack on the tackle.
Caught him in a blitz that time. Threw the ball outside one-on-one on Cedric Mack.
Jimmy Johnson said yesterday, the one thing I would really like to do with this team is upgrade team speed. They think Wright will be a part of that.
That's always been his style and personality every place he's been. He's always had a lot of lightning on his clubs. The team in Miami had a lot of it, and I guarantee you this team, as they grow and develop, will have the same personality.
It's the one thing you cannot coach. 3rd and 1 from the 29-yard line. Getting late for the Cowboys. I'm not sure Aikman made it.
I'll be surprised if he did. He didn't get much of a push, but we'll see how they mark it.
It was 3rd and 1. Line of scrimmage is just across the 30-yard line as they unstack them. We got about 11 minutes to play here. Looks like they're going to bring in the chains. And also, it looks like a Cardinal is shaken up.
And we got 11 minutes to play, and Dallas is still very much in this game.
Jim Waller is the young man who's shaken up, a teammate of Troy Aikman's, as we mentioned, at UCLA, number 66. There is a long time to play, 11:04, but the sort of vanilla offense that the Cowboys have been criticized for running certainly seems to be still in evidence here on this drive. At least they got to start getting it downfield, don't they?
Well, you would think so. And again, talking to David Shula going into the game, he said that one thing they wanted to do was kind of deviate from what they have done in the past. They wanted to throw the ball down the field and make a bit more big plays, and they haven't done that at all in this contest. And of course, we're killing the field position thing, but that's really one of the problems they've had, and maybe that's the reason they haven't tried to do more of it.
Yeah, their longest pass play has been just 12 yards, and their wide receivers have made but 4 receptions. Well, Waller's off the field now.
Of course, the other thing that's a problem, you know, Troy Aikman really hasn't had much time to throw the ball. He's never had a chance to really step, throw, follow through, and get the ball down the field.
Well, it was just short, so that'll bring up 4th down. They did not measure. The Cowboys, with everybody in tight, going to go for it here on 4th and less than 1. Aikman again will sneak it, and this looks like he has it, although the Cardinals say no. How do you feel as a coach to run 2 consecutive quarterback sneaks when you've got a #1 draft choice behind you as a running back?
It all depends what the distance is. You know, if you've got just inches to go for a first down, usually the best play in the world to call is a quarterback sneak because he's closest to the area. You don't worry about a fumble. And the running back has to run 7 yards or 5 yards before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. The quarterback is almost on the line of scrimmage, so it makes a lot more sense for the quarterback to call the play or carry the ball on that kind of a situation.
And he's able to pick it up. Aikman with 2 consecutive quarterback sneaks, and the second one gets the first down at the 30-yard line of Dallas. The clock is running, and 10.5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Dallas trails by 10 points, 13-3. Wideouts left and right for Aikman, and first down. Deep sideline, incomplete. Intended for Alexander Wright. And now for an update, let's go to Greg Gumbel back in New York. Greg?
All right, Jim, this time the Redskins get their touchdown. 4th and goal, Gerald Riggs from a yard out, and the point after pulls the Redskins to within 1. It's 21-20 with just under 6 minutes to play in the game at RFK. Let's go back to Phoenix to Jim and Hank.
An exciting one there. It's been a close one here. 13-3, Phoenix with 10:17 to play. Wideouts left and right, and back split behind Aikman. Out of the backfield for A.G. and dropped for a loss by Eric Hill.
And they had a strong safety blitz that time, a delayed blitz with McDonald. 46 coming on the play, and I guarantee you Aikman saw him coming, got rid of the ball just in time.
This is the strength of the Cardinal defense, their linebacking core. All 3 of their starters first-round draft choices, and Eric Hill is one of them. Second-year man out of LSU. Playing in the middle, a former outside linebacker in college and early in his career here, but he's been moved to the middle. 3rd and 11 from the 29. Cowboys just 1 out of 8 on 3rd down. A big one here. Incomplete. Looked to be deflected by Jay Taylor. Intended for Alexander Wright on the near sideline.
Aikman's really got to be frustrated.
They just haven't found anything to hang their hat on all day long offensively.
It looked like a grab bag offense all afternoon. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, hope for the best, and nothing's happened.
Mike Saxon will punt it away, standing at his 15. By Sikahema awaits the kick at his own 25. Cardinals with a return on. From his 22. To the 33 for Sikahema. A 49-yard punt and a 10-yard Sikahema return. The Cardinals lead 13-3.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week, we'll take off the weight. And by LA Gear, unstoppable in performance. New fashion footwear.
You know, early in this game, Hank, it looked like number 39, Johnny Johnson, might be on his way to a 100-yard game, but they really haven't used him much here in the second half.
No, they really haven't. And you kind of wonder why.
Just 2 carries for 10 yards here in the second half, 16 carries for 82 yards overall. First and 10 from the Cardinal 33. There's a straight-ahead carry for Johnny Johnson. Eugene Lockhart, the middle linebacker for the Cowboys, on the stop.
Lockhart, you know, that's quite a story. He rubs himself down with antigenic bomb, cremogenic bomb, red sauce, taco sauce, and everything, I think. It's a wonder smoke isn't coming out of his ears.
He gets fired up to play in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Second and 8. I don't know if that's a good idea when it's 92 degrees down there like it is today.
Well, he said he loves it.
From the 35 of the Cardinals. Rosenbaugh, far sideline, catch by Roy Green. 10-yard pickup.
They've thrown quite a few balls on Holt here this afternoon, and it's understandable because he's usually playing very deep, very soft. We asked him to grade himself on different kinds of coverages. He doesn't particularly like zone. He loves man for man. I said, what would your grade be on zone? He said, oh, probably about a 6 on a 10-point basis. Man for man, he thought he was an 8.
First and 10 on the catch by Green. The ball rests at the 45 of the Cardinals. 8:05 to play, fourth quarter. Cowboys blitz. Green making the move in the open field to the 42-yard line, and another first down. Again, Isaac Holt.
There again, Isaac Holt was back there about 10, 11 yards deep, and you know, you have to throw the ball in front if he's going to play that deep. Yeah, look at the moves here. Now look at, he makes a couple of good moves. Look at that. Gets him off balance and runs right by him. He finally gets tackled as he goes by. He grabs an arm, but a good move by Roy Green.
First and 10 at the 41 of the Cowboys. 7:25 to play, fourth quarter. Phoenix leading. Again, throwing it downfield, and again it's Green making a sliding grab at the 36-yard line.
And that time Holt came up a lot tighter on the play, but in spite of that, he still ran in front, ran a hitch. Hitch meaning that you go right at the defensive back, stop, turn around, get the ball, and that's exactly what happened on the play.
Holt, one of the players acquired in that blockbuster deal for Herschel Walker from the Vikings. The anniversary of this deal was this past Friday. Last night we were talking to Jerry Jones about that deal and all the draft choices he had acquired. Remember, he couldn't even name them all. He had so many he couldn't keep track of them himself.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Now he hopes he can sign all those high picks he's got to make. 13 of them in the first 3 rounds of the 91 and 92 drafts.
But he didn't seem to be very concerned about that part of it either. He looked, you know, he had the feeling that whatever it takes, why, that's what they're going to do.
They're looking upstairs to see if that ball was trapped on the ground or whether it was a legal catch by Green. You make your judgment. Hard to tell from that angle.
I didn't see the ball drop out of there. Maybe it did, but I couldn't see it. I thought he caught it. I think he caught it. I don't think it skipped in there. I don't think he caught it on the bounce at all. I think it's a good reception.
The replay official Dave Hawk agrees with you. Play stands. 2nd and 5 from the 36-yard line of the Cowboys. J.T. Smith to the near side on single coverage. Kroll in motion.
Well, they got a one-on-one on this side.
Look at the hole for Johnson. 30, 25, 20, 15. Knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A 28-yard gallop for Johnson. And he's got to be around 100 yards.
Here's a counter play. Guarding the tackle, pulling. Lance Smith makes a great block, but looking jump to the outside. The flanker runs down the field. There's one-on-one downfield. There's nobody there to force the play, and Johnny Johnson makes a big gain on that play.
Inside the 10-yard line to the 8. 112 yards. Last year, not a single Cardinal ran for over 100 yards in a game for the first time since 1974. Johnson has his first as a pro and gets the call again to the goal line. loose, and he is in. Touchdown, Johnny Johnson and the Phoenix Cardinals.
Good read on the part of Johnny Johnson. It's a straight-ahead shot. Look at the lineman get off the ball in good shape. Look at the big hole they created on the right side. He saw it. Good lean, good leg drive, and he takes the ball just barely, crosses the plane, and goes in for the touchdown. Good blocking, really, on the part of the offensive line. Derek Kennard, Lewis, Lance Smith, Robbins, Reeves, the tight end. They take it in there for the touchdown.
Del Greco's extra point attempt is up and good. And the Cardinals' lead is now 17. It's Phoenix 20 and Dallas 3. Tired up front.
Well, again, the more you run the ball, especially like Phoenix is running it, why the better it's going to be in the fourth quarter.
This is Dixon from the 11. Looking for running room, but he's covered at the 25. Don't forget, next Saturday, we've got a big day of college football upcoming for you. First of all, it's going to be Penn State against Boston College. That'll begin at noon Eastern time. And then the second game of that doubleheader, and what a big one this promises to be, number 3 Miami against the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, 8th ranked, and that is always a battle. Remember, it all starts live at 12 Eastern this coming Saturday on CBS Sports. Pittsburgh has gone out in front of Denver, Hank, 34-17 in the fourth quarter.
Incredible, isn't it?
Brister's thrown 3 touchdowns to Green, the tight end out of Liberty. Time's getting short for the Cowboys. Incomplete. Nearly a juggling grab made by Jay Novacek. Haven't called his name much today, and he came in with 20 receptions.
Yeah, he hadn't had much business at all this afternoon, and that's a surprise because of the zone defense that they're playing so much of the time.
What a day for Joe Montana. Steve Walsh, the former quarterback of the Cowboys, getting a chance in New Orleans in victory.
And look at Houston, 48-17 over Cincinnati.
Payback. Tampa Bay taking on Green Bay, and the Cowboys get the Buccaneers again next week. 97 yards in total offense for Dallas to 366 for Phoenix. 2nd and 10. There's a catch made by Novacek. Tight end upfield, close to the 40-yard line. Well, looks like he's got a first down.
You know, the other thing that surprised me a little bit about Dallas is they haven't been very efficient throwing the football. I'm surprised that they haven't moved the pocket some to take away some of that pressure that's been put on Troy Aikman. He moves so well. And that would kind of alleviate some of that pressure. It would cut the pressure in half and would be maybe very effective for them.
13-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys from the 38. Jimmy Johnson will take a tan away from the Sun Bowl. Nothing else. Sun Devil Stadium, and Aikman goes up top again near sideline, and this one is incomplete, and again intended for Novacek. Interesting, isn't it? They're running their tight end that far downfield.
Well, they obviously think that they can lick the safety man who is covering on the play, and for that reason, he normally is on the right side in tight. They split him out wide to get the safety to cover him, and they think he can beat the safety, and he hasn't been able to do that.
That's Lonnie Young, number 43, a former 12th round draft choice, and a cousin of your former great wide receiver, Otis Taylor.
And he's never met Otis before.
Cowboys' longest reception of the day right there, 13 yards. Smith fumbled the ball, but the Cowboys have covered it back at their own 33. Freddie Joe Nunn in there with the hit.
It's really been a taffy pull offensively for Dallas. They've really struggled all afternoon trying to get something done.
Big Nate Newton, number 61, recovers the fumble. 6'3", 322. Seems like he should be wearing 3 numbers instead of 2, like for an area code, maybe 214. 3rd and 14. 3rd and 14 from the 34-yard line of the Cowboys. Aikman hit and dropped again. day for the Cardinals. They had 6 coming in. Big Daddy Carl Hairston in on the tackle.
I'll tell you, the other guy that's done a good job here this afternoon is Sadler. He's really got good penetration many times here this afternoon and put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Rod Sadler, number 72, 6'5", 280. Played his collegiate football at Texas A&M.
Carl Hairston, the 15-year veteran out of Maryland Eastern Shore. Big Daddy, 37 years old, in on the sack of Aikman. Saxon will punt it away on 4th and 20. Sikahema will watch it roll to the 20-yard line of the Cardinals. That's a 52-yard punt with no return for Saxon. And don't forget, next Sunday it all begins with the NFL Today at 12:30 Eastern Time, your last word before kickoff. And then you'll see a lot of action right here on CBS, including Philadelphia at Washington at RFK Stadium. Others of you will see Dallas at Tampa Bay or New Orleans at Houston. Then coming up at 4, Phoenix against the Giants or the Falcons out in Anaheim to take on the Rams. So the Cardinals 348 away from running their record to 2-3 and beating the Cowboys for the 4th straight time. Anthony Thompson gets the call. Knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line. Thompson has a 1-yard touchdown to his credit way back in the first quarter that gave Phoenix a lead they would never surrender, 7-0. He was also stopped short at the goal line on 4th down back in that first quarter.
The Cowboys really have to be upset about what's happened here this afternoon. You had a feeling talking to them that felt very, very good about the game, felt confident that they were going to play well and do well, and you had the feeling they thought they were going to win the contest.
You can
but
see
it
how
hasn't turned out that way.
See how downcast the Dallas offensive linemen are sitting on the bench across the way. Thompson again. Up to the 30. Anthony Thompson probably going to see the most work of his young career in the NFL as Johnny Johnson gets a well-deserved rest. Eugene Lockhart in on the stop.
That was that counter play again that the Washington Redskins like to run, that counter tray play, pulling the left guard and also the left tackle.
And again today, the Cowboys to date have been unable to pick off a ball to intercept. They came in here with just 1. So they've been unable to spark their offense by making a big play defensively.
The picture we just saw of Evan Smith tells the whole story.
On 3rd and 2, sweeping left, getting the first down and more up at the 41. That's Terrence Flagler, who went to training camp and spent preseason with the Dallas Cowboys.
This kind of a play is important for the tight end to get a good block on that linebacker. Look at the block he gets on the linebacker, number 89, Reeves. Look at him. Look at him get the push. Finally knocked him down. Stays on his feet, goes downfield, and tries to get another block. That's great effort. Great execution by the tight end, Reeves. Walter Reeves.
He knows why he gets his paycheck. It's not for catching the football. It's for throwing blocks like that at tight end. 1st and 10 from the 42. We're winding down toward the 2-minute mark. Big hole for Thompson. Into Cowboy territory. 10-yard gain. As we have reached the 2-minute warning with the Cardinals leading the Cowboys 20-3. On CBS, Johnny Johnson has put in a good day's work, and he watches from the sideline as the Cardinals intend to run out the last 2 minutes of this victory. Anthony Thompson can't find much running room this time. A short gain on the left side. Let's go back to New York. Greg Gumbel to update that tight one between the Giants and the Redskins. Greg?
Well, Jim, at RFK, the Redskins down 4, needing a touchdown to win. Greg Jackson with his 2nd interception of the day. That secures it for the Giants, who are about to defeat the Washington Redskins 24-20. Giants remain unbeaten. Let's go back to Phoenix.
A good one there, and the Phoenix Cardinals have to think about playing the New York Giants next week at the Meadowlands. But for the moment, they're savoring their second win of this season. They will have knocked off Philadelphia and now the Cowboys. Thompson running wide, got some room if he can turn the corner. Bates chases him, and he's eventually forced out of bounds. Very close to the first down yardage. Looks like he has it around the 36-yard line.
There's a great demonstration of how important speed is. The defense was overshifted to the left, which is to the right of the offense. They had him outmanned. It looked like they were going to get him at the line of scrimmage. He ran right around the angles, went right down the sideline, and picked up yardage on the play. Nothing but pure speed on the part of Thomas.
Well, Bill Bates has never been considered to be a burner in the secondary for the Cowboys. He's survived by guile and wit and hustle. Thompson's a second-round draft pick out of Indiana. 1st and 10 from the 36. This is Thompson again inside the 35 to the 34. Middle linebacker Eugene Lockhart has had another busy day in on the tackle.
Lance Smith, the right guard, has really done an outstanding job of trapping, blocking. Trapping meaning he pulls from his right guard position, runs to his left, and traps and blocks the outside linebacker or the defensive end as he makes penetration up the field from the inside out.
The Giants have defeated the Redskins in that showdown at RFK. 24-20. Phil Simms 13 out of 22 for 283 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. What a year he's having. It'll be second down. About 8. Cardinals keeping it on the ground again with Thompson. You know, before this game, Hank, some of the Dallas Cowboys were talking possibility of playoffs. Still an awful long way to go before they can start thinking about that.
Well, I think so, but I think we asked Troy Aikman that. He kind of laughed when he asked that question. He didn't think, you know, that they were thinking that at all. He thought they had a long way to go, and you can't say that after you win one game.
That's a happy Joe Bugle who comes to the sideline as he's watched his young Phoenix Cardinal team win its second game. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you've been watching the NFL on CBS in the game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Phoenix Cardinals. I'm Jim Henderson along with Hank Stram, and our score, Phoenix 20 and Dallas 3. 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game. We're at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, just southeast of Phoenix, and we have just been watching the Phoenix Cardinals defeat the Dallas Cowboys by a score of 20-3. Jim Henderson along with Hank Stram. Don't forget, coming up, you're going to be seeing 60 minutes here on CBS, along with the entire evening lineup. Troy Aikman just couldn't get it going today. We'll take a break as the Cardinals win it over the Cowboys by 17 points. So long from Sun Devil Stadium, where our final score is Phoenix 20.
Well, just listen to the wisdom of Solomon in this exchange with Cowboy owner Jerry Jones.
Be mad as hell. Jesse.
I don't want to shake your hand.
You don't want to shake my hand? All right. What's the problem?
Huh? You already know, boss. We already talked about it this morning.
Are you signed up?
Yes, I'm signed.
Okay. I hope you got that good hostile attitude when we're playing those football games.
Yeah, could be.
Well, he'll give 100%. That's just because he's not happy with the way our negotiations went or wasn't willing to shake hands. That has nothing to do, in my opinion, with how he'll perform on the football field.
This is the ugly side of football, and I was hoping that hell that it wouldn't come to this point.
Well, following that incident, sources say Cowboy coach Jimmy Johnson considered a 4-game suspension for Solomon for insubordination. Sounds a little military, doesn't it? That didn't happen, but sources say Johnson did fine Solomon $5,000 for conduct detrimental to the team.
By his agent, and you know, perhaps the agent is trying to make sure that his client is protected, and so he has a very saleable product there. But I'm not concerned about it.
I think it's fair to say that I will play hard, I will play tougher. And someone asked me, I think I was out the other day, said, you're not getting to 200 yards. I don't think you've seen too many backs in the league carrying the ball 12 times that's gaining 200 yards a game. And that's what, everyone want to criticize, but no one want to get out and really tell the truth.
So the Vikings say they'd still make the trade. Of course, if reporters could have gotten to Custer, he would have said he'd like to return to the Little Bighorn. We'll hear more on this story from Will McDonough later on NFL Live. One final note on running backs, and it involves 49er Roger Craig.
Of brotherly love, but nobody told Eagles safety Andre Waters. Waters has been fined $10,000 for his decidedly unbrotherly activity last Monday night, the kneecapping of Minnesota quarterback Rich Gannon. The fine was big because Waters has a history of such indiscretions. Observe Waters taking the low road on Steve Bartkowski. That same season, David Archer found that Waters' recklessness knew no bounds. And 2 years ago, Jim Everett was the victim of the vintage Waters hit, the kneecapper. We spoke with Andre Waters this morning. He is appealing that fine. In the City of Angels, there is some debate about
wide receiver, and importantly, Gary Anderson, who's been bothered by a calf injury, is out at running back. He wants to emphasize in Tampa the team concept. He's got a chance.
The Buccaneers have won the coin toss and have elected to receive. Kick went out of bounds, and Tampa takes the ball at the 35, and Vinny Testaverde at the helm, playing very impressive football this year. The offensive front that has protected him so well: Paul Gruber, Carl Baxton for his second start, Bubba Grimes at center, Ian Beckles, Rob Taylor, and Ron Hall at the tight end. Baxton receivers: John Harvey in 4, Gary Anderson, Reggie Cobb. Wide receivers: Frank Pillow and Mark Carrier. 1st and 10 for the Bucs from their own 35. This is Cobb, and Cobb across the 40 to about the 47-yard line. A couple of yards shy of the first down, stopped by Ken Norton. And the defense that the Cowboys will be throwing out there today at the ends: Daniel Stubbs and Jim Jeffcoat. The tackles: Jimmy Jones and Danny Noonan. Linebacking core: Jack Del Rio, Eugene Lockhart, and Ken Norton. And the secondary nicked up indeed: Holt, Hendricks, Horton, and Albritton. 2nd and 2. On the ground again, Harvey. And Harvey strung out on the run. Maybe a gain of 1 as you take a look at Gary Anderson on the sidelines. And Randy, he has been the big spark plug for the Bucs this year.
Exactly, leading the NFL in all-around yardage for a running back. He's had a great season so far, but Ray Perkins likes to emphasize the fact that he can plug people in now. He has the depth to play different people at different positions, and the team will not suffer. But I look for Reggie Cobb at fullback to be emphasized more today with Gary Anderson out of the lineup.
3rd and 1 from the 44. On the ground again and up and over. Cobb leaping for the first down, and it looks as if he has it from here, Randy.
And we'll see Reggie Cobb dive over the top here, number 32. That's a specialty of Gary Anderson. He doesn't get quite the height Anderson would normally get, but at his size, he's got more momentum, and that carries him for the first down.
So the ball marked at the 45 of Tampa as they pick up the first down.
And today could be a real test of Reggie Cobb, number 33 there you see on your screen, his all-around ability and his conditioning, because he has not been featured since last year when he was at the University of Tennessee.